muse poetic for a long time. Yeah, assuming my recollection is correct and that I have like a non-zero amount of IMDb listings, which I'm almost certain I do, then yes, 2 out of 3 would demolition. If Brother Gamer has something on IMDb, he might actually from college. He might have something roughly on par with stuff I have. I don't know that to be true, but I know he was never much to be on camera talent, but I do know that he worked in at least one thing that might have gotten a proper credit. It's possible. Although I'll say that he wouldn't have gone to any effort to put that online. He hates social media more than I do. I'm not even sure if I necessarily. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of social media. He detests it. We'll say that. Well, I mean, you have to. It's impressive if we use a broad enough definition, demolition, then the warm up sounds are music. That's my response to how impressive that actually is. There exists on YouTube a playlist of my on camera appearances when I was working with a certain sketch comedy group that no longer produces content. Uh, that's the thing. Yeah, I think we're thinking of the same thing. Um, I already hit the go button, so I'm gonna go. Ahoy, landlubbers! It's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Ahoy, Avast! Welcome to Friday, November the 12th, 2021. It's not quite 12 minutes past 6 p.m. Pacific. What are we on now? I never get this straight. We just had the time change. Are we daylight? We're daylight time now, right? We're daylight time now. Pacific Daylight Time. Regardless, I mention this because the game du jour is 12 minutes. We played a few hours of it last week. Kept a relatively lean stream. Might go a little bit longer this week since my sister no longer has a final performance of her own comedy stylings online. She's engrossed in her big move. She's moving down the coast from Seattle area, close to me. She'll be very close. So that's exciting and new, and I have no idea what the future looks like in pretty much any capacity. Time has lost all meaning to me. So it's perfect that we're playing 12 minutes, a game where time has no meaning. You would think a game called 12 minutes, time would be very meaningful. But it isn't. Now, I will state for the record that when I started streaming this last week, when I booted up the stream, I'd basically told a single person what game I was planning on streaming before I went live last week. This had been on my list for a while. It came out earlier in the year, this year, and pretty much everyone in chat had already played the game and were like, "Oh, Vasco, you're gonna play 12 minutes? You're not gonna like that game." So here's the thing. That's all fine and good and very likely correct based on the amount of information I have now. Um, but when is that not the case? Like, at least half of what I do on this channel is trying things that could be good and finding out that they are not good. I mean that's where I'm at. Um, so let's recap the game. Just kidding. There's really no point in recapping the game because ostensibly we haven't managed to make any progress yet. Now, at the end of last week's stream, some people in the know suggested I was maybe a third of the way through what the game is. But instead of a recap, I'll just show you everything I've seen. Because it takes exactly one playthrough to do just about everything I've seen. And I don't know what to do. I sort of do. Someone came up with a good idea at the end of last week's stream, but for reasons that I will complain about almost guaranteed at length, that was not possible, and I was trying to keep the stream short, so I couldn't do another run to try the thing that was suggested to me. So let me go ahead and this, bring up this, and is that working? Okay, seems like it is. Any key. Where's the any? Does anyone know where the any key is? Sir? 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 Alright, let's continue the game. Hey, look, it's the start of the day. So, what do I need to do? I need to get mugs. So I'm just gonna do everything, and if you have questions as to why I'm doing anything, you can ask them. The knife. Open the fridge. Open the fridge so that I can take something off of the freezer. It's a very normal human thing. I must open the fridge, remove the Polaroid from it. Best night ever. Okay, so sure, turn on the light if you'd like. I'm just gonna go ahead real quick. Gonna turn this on. Oh, it's very bad. I turn it off. Gonna go into the bathroom. Going to turn the light. Close the door. Take these pills. Just like the Pogo song. Ventilation grid. Got the invisible pocket watch. Combined pills with mug. So, actually, let me do this real quick. I can pause by doing this. So let me say broadly what I'm doing so you can keep up. Some of these things have to be done relatively quickly, so I wanted to gather the puzzle pieces before getting into stuff. So, I am James McAvoy, this generic white-shirted man. I just came home from work, and my wife, Daisy Ridley, was planning on revealing the fact that she is pregnant with a fancy dessert. Not a dinner, a dessert, which is fine. Just noteworthy in that it's a less common way of doing that. Especially since we haven't eaten dinner yet, I just got home from work. But that's okay. I would eat dinner anytime. When dinner's on a bagel, you can eat dinner anytime. That goes for all of you. And so I'm in the middle of I'm pouring like an entire bottle of sleeping pills into a mug that I will then fill with water and give to my wife so that she will be drugged basically to death so that I can keep her from either answering the door or running out of the apartment, either of which gets her killed also. What's going to happen in less than 12 minutes is that a man played by Willem Dafoe is going to pretend to be the police, angrily attempt to enter our apartment, break his way in if need be. And, if my wife is conscious, she's going to make some bad choices and he's going to be violent. But if I drug her, which is the game just insists I keep doing this repeatedly, then I can set a trap for him where he will electrocute himself because of the faulty wiring in our apartment, which is super normal and up to code. And once I've done that, I can steal all his weapons and belongings, handcuff him, and then for some reason he still poses an incredibly lethal threat to me. The game won't let me handcuff his feet together, which would stop him from being a threat, but it won't let me do that, so he keeps just getting up and trying to headbutt me to death. So, like, the only choices I have are to keep shoving him to the ground repeatedly, or to give him a fatal injury. So we're going to do that. Because the thing that I've found most frustrating about this game so far is that none of the characters act like human beings. None of them. There's not many characters, and none of them is a human being. So, like, I can't reason with him. No matter how much information I provide with him or how much I cooperate with him, he will attempt to kill me almost no matter what I do unless I attempt to kill him first. So what we're going to do is we're going to restrain him, we're going to shoot him in the leg, and then I'm going to call his daughter from his phone, like an absolute psychopath. Now, this sounds like just a lunatic course of action, but keep in mind that no one in this game acts like a person. And so I have to stop thinking rationally and try to do this. I don't know if this will get me new information, but it was a suggestion made by Neko toward the end of the last stream. I think she's played the game, but I don't actually recall if she has. So that might have been a guess, that might have been a recommendation, but we were pretty much stuck anyway, so we're going to try it and see what happens. So now you have a general sense of what we're aiming to do. Let's complete the task. So now we have the one with the pills. Oh, right, drag. What a drag. Alright, so now I have a glass of wet pills. That's super cool. Would you like some drugs? I like that she puts the book away. Doesn't set it down, puts it completely away in her magic hammer space. Okay, cool. So while I wait for that to kick in, I'm gonna take everything that's not nailed down for reasons. I'm gonna go in the closet. I don't know why there's no light in the closet at all. There's no, like, optional light. Take her phone. Yeah, a whole bottle of sleeping pills will do that to you. Yeah, now I'm just creepily staring at you from the closet. Interesting that she chose to, like, confront me face to face for that. I feel like that wasn't necessary. Okay. So, the way to expedite this process... I already did the light switch. I don't really care about... Hey, here's something. For some reason, this game lets you flush stuff down the toilet, like that one Tiny Toons Adventures sketch. You can put a candle in there and just flush it. That's fun. That's a fun thing you can do. Can you flush a whole mug? I don't think I've tried this. There's not enough space to drop that. You can flush most of your inventory. I've tried flushing most things with success. Okay, so let's turn off the bathroom light just so he doesn't have to come in here. Let's take a mug. Switch. Let's open the front door. Super normal, hashtag normal things. So... Oh, just... close it. The controls for the closet are a little vexing. If I wait here long enough, it'll fast forward to the point that Willem Dafoe arrives. Now we wait. Okay, everyone keeping up so far? So if you close and or lock the door, then he spends a bunch of time busting his way in and making a lot of noise. Just leave the front door open. He's like, oh, all right, let me just, ow. Saves us a little bit of time. All right, now he's unconscious. Go ahead and take his, oh god. Controls are a little weird. See, I knew it would let me do that from the inventory. That's because I was trying to do this in a hurry, and it like definitely wasn't letting me do that for some reason. This... Oh, come on. For some reason, it didn't let me, like, get all the stuff from his inventory. Oh, just let me... Okay. Alright, I'm just gonna stab him. I'm just gonna stab him. Just gonna stab him. I need access to his phone. If I can't have it from his inventory, I have to kill him. That's how this game works. Because no one is able to behave like a reasonable adult. Okay. So here's the backstory for all the stuff going on. This guy came to collect a pocket watch that used to belong to our wife's father. Why it's important at all? Extremely unclear. No one will tell me about it. If I ask my wife about it, she has like a full mental breakdown, leaves the apartment, and gets herself killed. If I ask him about it, he's just like, just let me go, man, just let me go, until I either kill him or 12 minutes elapses. It's very frustrating. So I have no idea why it's important. I know that it is. I've tried giving it to him and freeing him and let him go away. He just kills me. I've tried, like, giving it to him with the incentive to, like, just go. Doesn't do that either. Oh yeah, I mean, if you do basically nothing, he'll just come in and kill both of you. Like, if you can hide in the closet and watch him kill your wife, and then I think he leaves and you're fine. If you're out of the closet or you make a noise or something, he comes, he kills you. Like, just, like, almost every permutation I have found so far ends with one or more people dead. There's no even remotely peaceful solution I've been able to find so far. Throw it down the toilet. I mean, you can flush the pocket watch down the toilet, but, like, I don't think that does anything for you, because this game doesn't give you very many dialogue options, because, again, this game seems to assume that people are incapable of using words to communicate with one another, so, like, it's kind of just off the table. Just, like, mostly assume that, like, talking things out isn't an option. This game doesn't really understand how that works. So I stabbed him. I'm kind of waiting for him to bleed out, because, like, for some reason, it just, like, wouldn't let me access his inventory quickly enough. Like, it's annoying. You have a really short window to try and get everything out of his pockets. If he wakes up, you can no longer access anything from his inventory. Because, as we all know, a conscious person's pockets are completely invulnerable. We know this to be true. That's super fine, man. It's absolutely chill. Actually, can I stab him more? These are the types of questions that 12 minutes wants you to ask. Can I stab him more to make this go faster? Ah, good. He's dead. Very normal game for reasonable people. Alright, now I've got his phone. So let's use his phone and call his daughter, hoping I can figure out even how to do that. Yeah, I guess if I click the phone number... Okay. So let's see if we can find information from the daughter that will have him actually have a conversation with us. Alright, well, let me just go out in the hall and restart the time loop, because apparently just not being able to get the phone out of his pocket while he's unconscious means that I lose the game. So here's, broadly speaking, here's the biggest issue with the game experience thus far, is that traditionally, I've gone on record many, many times as saying I'm a big fan of Groundhog's Day type stories and time loops and things of that nature. But, you know, these stories have, there's like a certain way that they work where, like, the thing you get from each iteration of the loop is information. You try different things, you talk to different people, you go different places. Ultimately, you end up back at the same position with the same whatever was in your pockets or whatever. But you can learn things and apply them and, like, try stuff. This game, no. If you leave the apartment, it is presumed you die. So there's a really hard limit on what you can attempt to do, and this is further exacerbated by the fact that you can't have an adult conversation with anyone. You just cannot do it. And it's frustrating too, because basically from what we've seen so far, there is one linear path that gets you anywhere. So, like, again, I could, like, not drug my wife, and so far, I've pretty much found two outputs for that. Either she's awake when the guy comes, she opens the door and gets us both killed, or, I talk to her first about like her past, about the situation where like she believes that she killed her father, even though evidence seems to suggest that didn't happen. Um, and just any mention of that, she's like, everything is ruined. I'm going to go, and she gets herself killed. It's the electrician who allowed that to pass code. I don't know, Demolition. I feel like, again, we have to presume that nobody in this world is an adult human being. This is a game made by aliens who've seen some... I feel like this is like a machine learning story. Like, I feel like this only works if you have context for what it means to behave like a human, but don't actually have agency. No, I would say Dave Cage has different types of problems in the games that he makes. There are like individual elements that feel like they might be developed from machine learning, but the stories themselves not so much. So actually, here's a question: who was on her phone again? Can I call? No, it's just me. Can I call me? Yeah, that's fine. I'm just gonna give me a call and see how that goes. That didn't work. You can call 911, but it's not helpful. Basically, anything you say to them, they're like, all right, we'll get someone out in 15 minutes. And he's like, the game's called 12 minutes. That's not enough minutes. Okay, so this time we're gonna endeavor even harder to get all those inventory items out of Willem Dafoe's pockets. And we're gonna try and call his daughter before the movie starts. Weird. I don't think so. I don't. Maybe that is something I could do. Demolition. Maybe if someone took a clip or a screenshot of the phone number, I could just manually put it in what's her face's phone. But then she'd be like, "Who is this?" And I don't know if that has the desired result. Yeah, see if you can catch that. That might be helpful. Thank you, Demolition. But we're gonna see if like doing it this way works. I feel like it could in theory, but like you kind of need the interface to not suck a whole butt, like only part of a butt. Okay, we did it. We did it. We did it. I might still have to shoot him. I might still have to shoot him. Actually, no. You know what we're gonna do? That. And then we're gonna call. There you go. Get that for me. Okay, so yeah. Okay. So we do have to call earlier, but we can't call any earlier from his phone. So we will have to call from the wife's phone. Which I don't know what result that's going to have. Explain how. Explain how he did that. I'm just gonna shoot him. Hey, sweet, I made a mess in the... What is this room? The kitch everything? Okay, so let's pop in here real quick. Our wife won't even know we're creeping in the closet. We're such a cool guy. This... No, give me it. Give to me it. Then we phone. Then we... Okay. 4, 3, 5, 5, 5, 0, 1, 3, 3. Did I do it? Did I do it wrong? I didn't notice this. I'm very dumb. I'm so focused on trying to outsmart this game because it has provided me no assistance so far that I just ignored the fact that, like, all of a sudden, for once, it enabled me to do something. I hate all these options equally. Very good. Say her father wants to arrest your wife. Yeah, yeah, very normal. Tell her the day. Tell her about the day restart. Let's start by asking about her cancer. I feel like she's marginally more likely to answer that, but by marginally I mean like a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a percent. I didn't even click; it just skipped that. It worked exactly according to plan. I'm sure. I'm sure she'll answer. Ooh, can I text her? Yeah, I can't actually do anything particularly interesting. Man, the closet controls are so bad. Hi, honey. I've been home the whole time. Oh, shoot. I was hoping she'd be in the living room to notice that. Let's just go out in the hallway and call the daughter again. Yay, trial and error. What an exciting way to solve puzzles. I mean, at least we're, like, arguably making progress. This could... Oh my god. This could be considered progress. Maybe she didn't see me. Tekazurek, hello. Welcome to the live stream. How are you doing? I'm going to call Bumblebee. My wife just electrocuted herself. How come this time I don't have choices? I guess I gotta tell her about the day restart to explain why I would know that. Well, that's exciting. Congrats on that. Do you have a new game lined up for after Guardians time? Let's try this. I'm so surprised that didn't work. In fairness, she asked. Alright, let me just go out in the hall, presumedly die, and then start the time loop over again. Just keep calling until I get information. It's a perfectly normal thing. Unfortunately, I can't sir myself. If I'm trying to leave the apartment, that's just sort of how it is. Hmm. When does Elden Ring come out? I hadn't heard about it until, like, this. Oh my god, the controls in the closet are so bad. What even? Why did he try to go and open the door? Nope, do not. Alright, fine. Please make it quick. I have a phone call to make. Okay, yeah, yeah. Not now. So sorry. I'll make it up to you when it's not today. When it's tomorrow, I'm all yours. Right now, I have to call some strange guy's daughter and hope for the best. Can I just say again, for the record, that this game just assumes that people are incapable of having a normal conversation. The dialogue options you get are so few and far between, and most of them are just completely off the wall. There's not a lot of PS5 games that actually take advantage of the hardware right now, Tech. I know you've already platinumed Returnal. That would be my first recommendation. He's literally going to kill us. No, I can't help him. All right, now we wait. Hey, you know what? Hey, wife. Hey, wife. Babe. 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 Uh, I think it's a great time for dessert. That was interesting. Thank you, host demolition. Death Stranding. Talk to Rogue about Death Stranding. I know he's a fan of it. Um, he was showing me some on SharePlay a few months ago. He's probably a good indicator of whether you would like it or not. That's not PS5 though, right? I mean, it arguably would probably still take advantage of the graphics capabilities, but it's not a PS5 game, right? Have you tried using knife on wife and leaving her for the cop to find? No, I actually haven't. And at some point, we're gonna do that because we're gonna run out of ideas, and we might as well. PS5 is a complete version of it. I mean, I'm sure it has a graphics upgrade. That feels like a pretentious way to describe it, but that's not on you. That's almost definitely on, like, the developers. It's that one song that's in the game. And as you'll note, it's not just the sound of cellos warming up ad nauseum. Let me have some of this dessert. You know what else I should try is just taking the pills myself? I don't know if it'll let me do that. This game isn't Strangeland, it might not just let me use knife on myself. Okay, so since I want to see what happens when the cop gets here, I should not predict the future, is the main detail at this point. And that hammer space is strong. I forgot I actually had to interact with it. He says that so painedly. Uh, sure. So cool. These are such cool options. Passable. Like a C. If only Willem Dafoe were here to share the news. Sure. I can't see how this would go wrong. Let's dance. It's possible I still need to get like the Polaroid and the watch in order for this to like work. Emma asks, why is he not hopping for joy, even if it's the first loop? I think the character arc is supposed to be that. Sir? Hey, sir? Sir? Hey, sir? Hey, sir? 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 Let's ask about his daughter. I think in this run he does not. He definitely spends a great deal of time trying to identify as a police officer in other attempts, but I think because I did the thing with the daughter, he just like dropped the whole pretense and like came to kill. Bumblebee. And also, yes, I don't think he's a real police officer. He doesn't have a badge on him, for example. And he doesn't have actual handcuffs, he has zip ties. You just call him and make sure that he like definitely wants to kill us. Did you say that last time? Didn't I say the same thing? Oh, hi. Babe, babe, babe. Can't have any mugs. These mugs are my mugs. Alright, so I'm just gonna let her read and collect some stuff, which means I have to. If you try and collect the pocket watch from the vent in the bathroom and she sees you do it, she has like a Darkest Dungeon style resolve check and she fails every time. I'm gonna say this: we are rapidly approaching a point where we are 100% back seating. I will let you know when it begins. We are not there yet, but we are rapidly approaching that point in time. No need to apologize, Demolition. No one has done anything wrong. I am just stating that when I give the word, just tell me what to do. um, uh, I mean, maybe I could try showing him the pocket watch. Maybe like when he shows up, I'm just like, "Hey, so your daughter called. Here's the pocket watch. Please go." Except I know how this game is, and he'll just be like, "Ah, a wise guy, huh?" And then blow both my kneecaps off. Like that's just how this world. Like so, like this is the frustrating thing. The I'm not sure if every problem stems from it, but like a really big central problem of this game is that the Willem Dafoe character just does not make sense. Just does not. His motivation is get pocket watch, and like he doesn't like you can like literally hand it to him, and he's still just like, no, my only character trait is violence. Make sure wife is honest with him. But if you tell her stuff, then she leaves. How would I be able to do that? Don't actually answer that. We're not there yet. That's it's fine to have said that, but like we're not quite there yet. We're almost there. Let's try that because we're probably wasting our time if we don't do that. Just tell her about the car. Uh, topics are not helpful. Uh, uh, yeah, I mean, cop. I think cop doesn't upset her, but if you talk about the past, then she like loses her mind. She loses her socks. Yeah, no dialogue options are good ones. That's like the main tenet of this game. Oh, I actually tried all these before. Could you leave the apartment? Doesn't everyone die if I do that? I don't think I want to ask her not to open the door because we have to like deal with him. I feel like explain the cops connection should be grayed out. I feel like I've tried that. I ask her to leave the apartment, what even happens? I might as well try that, right? No, when you talk about the day restarting, doesn't that like start making her like go off? It's super helpful. All right. People have died many times. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Like, I'm pretty sure the trigger is like if she finds out that you know that she killed her dad, that like it's not salvageable. I know that there's a separate way to prove the time loop, but I think it has this effect. And yes, the information being discussed, all of that comes from like time loops where you like wait and watch Willem Dafoe inflict violence on your wife. Yeah, this did not work. I I have never I have never found a dialogue option from that point that keeps her from leaving. Even if I say like we are on the same side and I forgive you and I don't care, she's like, say something. And it's like just it's very stressful and it's not conducive to anything. And just call. Can't you see I'm on the phone? This is the phone closet. Did she hear this? What's innocent? I guess she said that the first time. I just didn't catch it, or maybe it auto skipped it, like has happened before. Okay, so now it is early enough that if I yeah no that's hey I'm trying to save the universe. Okay, prove the day is restarting. No, I guess it is the same trigger. I guess that's just the shortcut we had now. I thought there were two different ways that worked, but I guess it's just like before you worked that shortcut and after. It also seems like she gets specifically upset about the phrase "on my side." The baby option is like cooked. So like last week we had to like work to get that shortcut, and like part of it is like saying we already know the baby thing, and part of it is saying we know that a storm is coming, and part of it is the cop, and like there's some other thing. I mean, I could talk to her now, and like I could tell her about the cop. Oh, okay. I guess I haven't tried this since I had that conversation with him. I feel like that's just not enough information. Oh god, these boxes and stuff are such garbage. Open the fridge, take the Polaroid. I mean, he won't, but new music started playing, so I guess I'm supposed to assume that's good. Yeah, you keep having your, like, borderline mental breakdown. I'm just gonna get the pocket watch, just, like, pocket watch things. I really can't shortcut that, huh? She, like, literally hasn't noticed I'm not in the room. It's cool, it's fine. But, like, here's the problem I have the way that the game has presented itself to me. Is I have no reason to think this will work. The game has been extremely aggressive and extremely clear that talking is never an option. Like, the only things I've ever managed to do by talking are make people want to kill me or kill themselves, which is just is a really bleak view of humanity. And I'll grant you that I didn't do my absolute diligence of, like, taking the scenic route here and, like, hoping that by, like, talking about a Polaroid without context, it would convince my wife that she didn't do a murder, as opposed to, like, trying to actually deal with the killer who just relentlessly attempts to kill you no matter what you do. Like, that's some amount on me. But I will still argue the fact that this game in no way has suggested that talking is ever a reasonable solution. Because you cannot have adult conversations with adult characters in this game. I mean, in fairness, that is entirely on you. Do you want to talk more? It's unclear to me. Wait, I guess? I really have no idea what to expect to happen here. I mean, she's just gonna sit now. She's just rooted there. I don't know if I need this. I might as well have it. After all that effort, I should just stab him the second he comes in. I guess I'm supposed to let her take point on this. She always opens the door, like, immediately. I just want to make sure he doesn't come in and start trying to kill us immediately. Yeah, no, this is separate random guy. It's coming at the time I told you that someone was coming to accuse you of murder. It's just a wild coincidence. So is that on me this time? It's never been on me before. I would also argue that one could have a conversation through the door. Okay, okay. But you're not saying anything. This is how he does stuff. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, this also happens. Like, if you try to if you, like, electrocute him and handcuff him and then try to talk to him, he's like, oh, like, she killed him, and then you're like, well, no, because you said that he died on New Year's, and I know where she was on New Year's, and it wasn't close. And so, like, if you try to show it to him, then he's just like, I won't listen to you without proof, and then you show him the proof, and he's like, I won't listen to you anyway. But, like, now, she's like, the photo, and I'm like, here's the photo. He's like, I swear to God, I'll just kill you. I'll kill you for no reason. Like, this character is trash. Give it to her, sure. What? Is this for real? This game, this game is insane. This game has no comprehension of logic whatsoever. I have never seen I genuinely am not certain that I have ever witnessed a a an adventure game with worse logic than this. This is very bad. This is like worse than Siberia 3 bad. Like I just oh, I'm not certain that I can articulate this, but like I how am I penalized for taking the photo into my inventory as evidence? Like that doesn't make any sense. And then like just because I've done that, the game is automatically in a fail state? What is that? What is that? That doesn't make any sense. Humans can show people things from their pockets. Like, I just, like, what is, like, explain to me what it is that the game thinks happens when you put something in your pocket. Is it obliterated in a black hole? Like, what do you think happens when you put things in your pockets? I don't understand this game at all. This doesn't make any sense. There are adventure games when you use like rubber chicken with a pulley on it as anything, and you're like, that's wild, that's goofy. I don't know how you're supposed to know to do that. And then there's like, I'm sorry, you picked up the Polaroid. Now no one, that evidence is gone. The evidence has been destroyed. It's not on the fridge. It's gone now. Like, does no one in this world has object permanence? Like what? What is the reasoning supposed to be? What is that supposed to represent? I don't understand. Here's how upset I am right now. Just real quick. Real quick. He's got the knife out and everything. This could not be less subtle. 5 stages of grief going on here. I wasn't sure what would happen because cause and effect in this world doesn't make any sense. I kind of thought that would solve the problem. Oh, we're still on this. I apologize. I was very upset. I stabbed her. I stabbed her. I really thought this was going to help. Yeah, good end, right? And before I start trying to be productive again, I want to try one other really stupid thing. I don't think the game will even let me do this one, which is annoying, but is that even a surprise at this point that the game would do something that's annoying? I'm just gonna kill some time while I wait for her to get out of the bathroom because I need to go in there. Oh, that's a good point. I should let Willem Dafoe find. What? No, don't tell me. But rhetorically speaking, what do I even think would happen if he finds that body? Close this. Now again, this game isn't Strangeland, so I don't think it's going to let me do this, but I'm going to try this. It's like, can I drink the sleeping pills? I mean, here's the question. When we do this, because we're going to do this in a minute, when we kill her and leave the body for Willem Dafoe, do we hide or do we hang out? If we hide, I imagine he finds her and just like gets confused and leaves. If I hang out, I am almost certain he just kills me because that's his answer to everything. Yeah, we did it. Look, it actually worked. Woohoo! Hey, you know what? I think it's a great time to dance. Do you think she'll dance with me? I already put the music on and everything. Two. I want it to be as awkward as possible. Care to dance 5 seconds in. Ugh. And now we wait. Like at some point, the pills got to kick in, right? Does this action have to complete first? Is that how it works? Is that how this game logic is? That actually sounds about right. Yeah, I don't think he's actually gonna fall asleep until like 2 seconds after the dance. Yeah, you know what it is? It's literally like Sims logic. Impervious to death pills. Hexproof from pills. Yeah, but it wasn't as funny because it didn't happen while dancing. Oh wait, important question. So before we kill our wife, hide, and let the cop find her, do we call his daughter first? Like, how weird can we make it? They say to like listen to them. They say she's like innocent of murder or whatever. Then he like goes there and the door's already open. Her dead body is just on the floor, and it's like, what? What's the takeaway from this? Why did this happen? All right, I've talked myself into this. This doesn't make any sense. I also like that like she doesn't listen when you make the phone call. Oh no, she spotted me. Sure. Yeah, to Tim's earlier point, like even if it's the first loop, he does not sound enthusiastic about the special dessert. This man truly is a psychopath. I was totally innocent. Yeah, best night ever. Well, if you walk in, use knife, and then leave, then you reset the cycle. If you leave the apartment, it just resets the cycle. Unfortunately, you can't do anything interesting ever outside of the apartment. At least not as far as we've seen. Babe? 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 I don't know why he's apologizing while he's like what what's the iteration of the time loop where this is like a necessary evil? He's just like yeah, yeah, it just kind of had to be done. Like open the front door. Wait, neighbors are kind of loud, huh? What was that sound? That's a reasonable reaction for literally the first time in the entire game. Ma'am, 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 ma'am. Now, unless he's going through a time loop, he shouldn't know where the pocket watch is. This is just how we do in this apartment, man. I don't know why you're so confused. He's clearly not a real cop. He's like wandering all over this crime scene, like standing in all the blood. Yeah, the lack of footprints is also bothering me probably more than it should. Ask about his daughter's illness. Well, I can guarantee that one gets me killed. I also like I appreciate the option to tell him that she's innocent. There's a Polaroid on the fridge. Why did you kill her? Unclear. I don't know what's happening. None of us is a human being. I killed her. I thought it'd be a hilarious prank. I totally got you, bro. It's just a prank. I'm just gonna tell him where the watch is. Yeah, this game is unbelievable. That's a lot. I didn't take it this time, right? That would be funny. That would definitely be a fail state the way this game works. Yeah, right. Us. There's a lot of problems I have with that statement that clearly wasn't adjusted for this conversation happening after her murder. Calling 911 or something. Why'd he take his phone out? Was that supposed to be the pocket watch? It definitely looked like a phone. Yeah, see, like, no matter what you do, he just tries to kill you. This guy's ridiculous. This character is terrible. Am I supposed to do something there? That's a really long time. Alright, so... And we gotta leave the Polaroid on the fridge or else everyone dies. That's just like a super weird normal thing. Ah, she spotted me again. It's weird. Like there's a couple of things for which like the window to interact with them is like really annoying. Basically everything with the closet is broken. I don't know why the closet is so annoying to interact with. Um I probably also shouldn't take the watch, right? Like the way this game works, like if he asks about the watch and she'll be like, "It's under the bathroom sink," and then it's not there, and then everybody dies. I mean, I just talked to her, right? Yeah, just like prove the time loop and blah blah blah. If we're able to shortcut this, I feel like we should be able to shortcut the like the police officer's coming. We should talk to him. Also, at the very least, I feel like it should tag on the like I know you didn't commit the murder on the end of like I know you committed the murder. Like it's annoying that that somehow needs to be two steps still. Oh, it did. It actually did. That's fair. I'm gonna toggle the light switch, but I don't actually think I want to do anything else. Yeah, that simply isn't up to code. Wait for the cop. Now we wait. It always sounds like needlessly ominous when he says that. Did I call the daughter? I didn't call the daughter, did I? Yeah, I'm gonna leave. I forgot to call. This game is so hostile. This game is. This game is not good. I mean, that's definitely my bad for like missing that detail, but like, you need everything to go like so specifically just to get the plot to advance at all. I feel like a game like this should really be about raw decision. Like small decisions in a game like this are fun stuff. Is like you steal all the spoons and you can't have dessert. Haha, funny. Like small things like you've clearly done this sequence like 14 times and you're growing numb to it and you forget a step and then the game is unwinnable. Not great. Not a great look. Is call myself an option. Like that's important for something. Care about any of this. Did you enjoy that drink of water? By the way, I know you killed your dad. JK, you didn't kill him. Uh, I think someone really thought that listening to the same like four conversations over and over was like compelling gameplay. That's not what's cool about time loops. You know that, right? Am I? That's lighting, right? It kind of looks like the back of my shirt is burned with like an iron print or something. Okay, let's see how this goes. Now, now we wait. Now we wait. By the way, is his daughter the Transformer Bumblebee? Or did he just name his daughter Bumblebee? I mean, I know it's supposed to be a nickname, but like, she's saved in his phone as Bumblebee. Not like some name parentheses Bumblebee. Like, his daughter's name isn't in his own phone. That feels weird to me. Forget how much she actually wanted to open the door. Last time she asked me like 4 times if that was him. Like, it's annoying. Like, here's another like really small thing about how like none of the conversations in this game feel natural or realistic. Is like they have her ask repeatedly, "Is that him?" And I do not have an answer to say yes, that's him, or no, that's not him. Why have her ask that repeatedly? What does that do? Why? Why do that? did you say? It's on the fridge. It's not in anyone's pockets. It's a place you could actually find it. We all know that pockets don't exist. Also, again, that feels like very minimal evidence to prove that when he's had this grudge for like a decade or whatever. Point of order. She still shot him, right? Like, there was still reasonable doubt there. So, like, why is it all of a sudden we're friends? He's like, oh, you just shot him? You weren't specifically the person responsible for his death? Well, then I guess it doesn't matter that you had intent to kill him. Excellent question, Cotillion, that I also share. Why does this work if when I try to show him the same evidence, he just continues to try to kill me? Do you want dessert? What? What? Oh, she's gonna give him the one. So wait a minute. Okay. I mean, the real villain is the American healthcare system. I mean, I'm not gonna argue that point for real. The real villain is the American healthcare system. But like, the game wants us to believe that Willem Dafoe, the extreme murderer, is not the villain, which is. And then I'll steal their pocket watch. Rosebud. He really liked that Charlize Theron movie. She has a brother. Get out of my house. 12 minutes, leave my home. Also, did I need to be here for this? It's so strange that like my character has like no actual stake in what's going on at all. Like I could have just like I could have used the restroom while we were doing this and it would have had little to no impact on the story. And it's clearly not. And then like part of the ceiling falls and kills us. Under normal circumstances, if you told her that, she would leave, having like a nearly psychotic break. Get wrecked, protagonist. I gotta tell you, the number one thing I want to do isn't productive at all. I want to take that pocket watch and see how that changes that scene. Is it useful or helpful in any way? It is not. Am I doing it right now? You best believe it. Dessert. Oh man, do you want to be accused of murder later? I'm gonna go hook that up. I'm gonna make that happen for you. It's because I love you so much that I'm going to get you accused of murder. Don't worry about it at all. Huh? Skipping dialogue is my favorite part of video games. Did you know that? Fun fact. Oh, there's a new one. No, I'm gonna do the same one. Because I have to see what happens if I just steal the pocket watch. And everything else is exactly the same. Okay. So the light switch didn't end up mattering, although I guess it could, in theory. I won't bother with that. So you have a drink of regular, not pill water. I know that's your favorite. I know pill water is a sometimes treat. I can imagine she had to do that line read for every time you restart. Which line read, Cotillion? Which one? The like best night ever? Yeah. No one cares. Hey, cop, murder, loop. Yeah, best night ever. Actually, can I ask her? No, I'll be productive on the next loop. This loop is specifically just finding out what happens when I have the pocket watch, and like she's like, "Here, let me go get you something," and then she it just can't get it because pockets are black holes. This changed? This dialogue changed? Why did this dialogue change? Also, I really don't like that it does stuff like that. It makes those subtle changes to the dialogue when, again, the game coaches you that the dialogue is completely meaningless to you. It's so weird and annoying. Okay, so we have watch, and the Polaroid is on the fridge, and she knows what to do. And no, I gotta tell her that. I literally just want to see what happens when. I mean, if I told her that, presumably nothing would change because if something is in my pocket, it's gone to the universe. So fresh and so clean, clean. Well, some time, I guess. I don't know why these vents are here. Those don't fit in there? Some big pills. The next loop, we ask her about the brother. Maybe we learn something about the nanny, and then we get the guy at gunpoint and ask about the nanny again or something? Again, why this? Could this not easily be like, I guess that's him, deep breath, and then she goes and does the thing? Instead of like 5 lines of dialogue that mean nothing? That costs them money. That costs them more money to do to get Daisy Ridley to say those useless lines of dialogue. Hello, friend. Yes, I'm very funny. Sir, there's a Polaroid on my fridge. It proves that I'm guilty of being innocent. Yes, this game is accurately described as tedious demolition. Any of you ever play any of the Dark Souls games? I've seen them played. I know how they work. I haven't played them myself. I'm not good at things, and those games sort of require that of you. In those games, it's pretty routine that you will like go through some sort of arduous mini quest to like climb some castle tower and you know then you'll like find a lever at the top of the tower that opens a door of a shortcut, so you don't have to climb this tower filled with monsters. Instead, like, I don't know, a ladder will drop down and you can just climb the ladder up to the ramparts and get wherever you're going. This game doesn't understand anything, and so it just makes you go through all of the hoops every time. It genuinely seems to think that gameplay is listening to the same conversations over. Also, I absolutely don't buy his character change at all. He is far too ready, eager, and willing to kill. Like, there's never any sense of remorse from him. If you give him the opportunity not to kill, he still does it. Like, that guy is just a killer. Alright, here's the payoff. Aw, dang it. How come all of a sudden things that exist in my pockets actually exist? Wait, how long can I go before... Is he gonna kill me if I don't do it? I have the spoon? Oh, I can reach over. Great. Oh, babe. Babe? Babe? It's gonna lock her out. No, I think we're supposed to somehow get to the bottom of this mystery. I wonder what the game thinks I'll do at this point. Like, if I go outside, it's gonna reset the loop. I don't know why it doesn't just do that when they leave. I guess I'll die. Look, let's actually try to make progress, I guess. I really thought that was gonna be more interesting, or I wouldn't have done that. But it's like the first time the game has actually applied like real logic to like object permanence. Yeah, we'll go to part 2 of 3. That sounds about right. Can't imagine at this point what I expect part 3 to be, but is that word tedious? Yeah, that feels good. Best night ever. The notion that part 3 would be worse than what we've experienced is... I'll choose the word daunting. Okay, so let's... Okay, chat. What would we like to do? Do we want to just make progress? Or, alternatively, we can attempt to call his daughter and explain what he's actually doing. But I'm pretty sure he just kills us if we do that, right? Like, it's probably not going to be interesting. It'll be different. But it's probably not interesting. Uh... All 3 of us. Maybe. It could go that far. Like, certainly he would kill the 2 of us. Certain. Like, it also, it's there's so much about this game and the way it's handled and the logic behind it all is so frustrating. Is like, you as the person experiencing the time loop gather all this knowledge and like you just never can have a conversation. Like, the only way to advance the game is to tell her how to have a conversation. You have to like mansplain the solution of her family drama to her. It's neat if you like story bits. It's like the worst thing you could say. I like story bits. Fine. Ruin everything. It is sort of my special technique. One sec. Okay. Now, I will grant you that having that conversation in front of her is ridiculous. However, that reaction from her suggests that the standing in the closet with the door open is a soundproof barrier. Does that sound correct? Does that seem like that's true? Hi, Echo, you've missed, I mean, arguably nothing. How are you doing? We're just gonna call this guy's daughter and see if this time it'll give me the dialogue option, because it didn't last time. Otherwise, really doing this. An expensive pocket watch. I'm literally explaining to you right now. Wait, why did she agree to help after that? That doesn't make any sense. And why is she never weirded out that I'm coming out of the closet? And why is the closet soundproof? I have 10,000 questions, and this game will answer none of them. I suppose I should tell her that this is about to happen. But I... Let me say the whole thing once, now that it's changed. It's also, like, you would change this dialogue. Like, if you had this new information from the different time loops, like, you wouldn't open with, like, I know you murdered your dad. You'd be like, I know you shot your dad, but it's fine because you weren't there the night he died. Like, you would, like, you wouldn't front load it with this, like, I know you're guilty of murder. JK. Like, it's not a good prank. Oh, no, Demolition. Like, I can almost understand the daughter agreeing to help, like, the other way, where you just sort of say, like, he needs to listen to us, please just ask him to listen. Like, that's still a stretch, but, like, I can kind of get behind that. But when you're like, your dad is trying to murder us and steal our possessions, could you give him a call? Like, no. Like, that would not work. That definitely wouldn't work. So, like, I think I just skip, right? Sure. Just tell me the cop wants to watch to save his daughter. Have we had dessert? Yes, we had dessert at least once. Do we give the murderer dessert? I tried. I wanted to. Wouldn't let me. I didn't actually hear what she said at all. I was just talking in chat. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Hey, is that him? Hey, is that him? Hey, is that him? Hey, hey, is that him? Is that him? Hey, 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 guys, hey, hey, Chad, is that him? Is that him at the door? Do you think that at the door? Do you think that? Do you think the man at the door is the man? Do you think that's him? Is that him? Is that him? Do you think that's him? You know, sometimes it's easy to take for granted the quality of even mediocre dialogue writing. And then you play 12 minutes and you're like, oh, oh no. Oh, were people involved in this? Painting. Can't even comment on the painting. So rude. Let me get the murderer a drink of water. Painting. Still coming? I heard the elevator. Egg indeed. I don't know what's happening now. But like, promised his daughter he won't hurt anyone. I wasn't paying that close attention because I thought he was going to come murder us. Again, I don't believe that turn. I just like it doesn't make any sense. Like I don't understand how this game expects me to believe that the guy who will relentlessly get up and try to kill me while I'm proving to him with evidence that my wife didn't commit the murder he blames her for is the same guy who's like, all right, swipe or no swiping. I guess I can't let my daughter down. That's not the, those are two completely separate characters. I tried giving him an egg in these trying times. Unfortunately, no. As far as I can tell, this apartment has no eggs. They were probably all used in the making of the dessert if we ever had them. And furthermore, there's no ability to ruin good eggs like in Heavy Rain, which is a much superior game. I don't think I've ever actually just straight up lifted the desserts before. Of course, my first question is, can I flush it? You hate to have to say that when you approach the toilet. No, I don't. Again, I feel like this should just be like I don't understand what this game considers a fail state to be. Frankly, I can't use it. Guess that means twice the dessert for me, right? Don't. No. What? No. You're making it so difficult. Her character really is a psychopath. Like, really, truly, really, really, truly a psychopath. She's having, like, an existential crisis waiting for a cop to come accuse her of murder that's never going to happen. We're just like, hey, nice dessert. Clown. Absolute goofball. I wonder if there's enough time left in the loop to actually finish the dessert. The dessert eating content I came for. Well, it's one of the only things this game has, Neko, so good on you for finding that silver lining. Mission says, here we are. Kill her, and then eat the dessert the whole time until the cop shows up. That's, I mean, that's definitely 100% psychopath. I mean, maybe the best part of what I'm still continuing to just imagine as a chocolate lava cake is that it seems bottomless. It just doesn't seem like it ends. Like, I think this is literally going to run until the day resets itself. And now I'm just absolutely going to wait and see if that happens. Sometimes you just have to see if the camera will pan through Blacksad's face and then through the wall behind him. Is there anything less appropriate than that? Like, I thought it was bad, and then he's just like, mmm, yummy noises. This dessert is good. C is for cookie. Yeah, maybe that would be worse, is if you just, like, took whatever it is, and then just, like, rammed it into his mouth until it was everywhere, like Cookie Monster eating a cookie. It's so good, babe. Babe, you want some? Babe, babe, dessert, babe. All right, that might be the best thing in the game. How is there not an achievement for that? How is there not an achievement for that? Like, genuinely explain to me how that. Like, what? What? Like, she's, like, distraught, and you're like, mmm. Okay, that's not what I wanted. I actually think she saw me that time. God, I hate the door so very much. Hi. Guys, I don't know if you know this, but this is the best night ever. I mean, it's true that last time I had that pretty good bottomless dessert. Um, so let's talk to her first, I guess. I think we have to prove the day is restarting first. Uh-huh. 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 You know, Ghost Trick Phantom Detective probably came out in something like 2005 and had a much better handle of how time loops should work. We also don't actually know that he did it. It just seems likely. I really get upset when people make bad logical conclusions. So you can tell I'm having a good time with this game. Okay, but like that's still kind of as far as we go, right? Like, what do I call and ask the daughter to have him hear us out? Like, what new information can we gain from? No, wait. I can ask her. I can ask her about the brother, right? About past. Yeah, ask her about why she lied. Find out more about brother being killed. Do you think it's Sean? Do you think his name is Sean? Okay, so that sort of suggests that the game wants me to. It's an interesting choice. Uh, topics. Yeah, ask her to dance. Hey, it's a good time. Hey, hear me out, okay? So, like, I know that you tried to kill your father, but it's fine because you didn't do it. It's actually your illegitimate half brother that you didn't know existed. He killed your father. But there's the cop whose daughter is dying of cancer who wants to steal your pocket watch and is willing to accuse you of murder and kill both of us. It's a good time for dessert. So I think the game is suggesting that I call daughter again. Like at some point, shouldn't I just be able to get his phone number? Can't I just like make an adult friend? Like, do we have to make it weird? So I have to say that the wife is innocent. The other ones are bad. He has to listen. Lose my number. Another like weird logical loophole in this game is I'm gonna go ahead and give Demolition credit for correctly transposing that phone number before when we acquired it. Um, but if you enter that phone number manually, the game doesn't recognize it, which genuinely doesn't make any sense. Again, I mean, I think we're just waiting, right? I did the call. Everything's fine. I should take the knife, but whatever. And like, I guess we just see if we can ask him about the brother or the nanny or something. But if that doesn't work, I think I have to go reserve, like back to like the first thing where I handcuff him and then ask him about the brother or something. I feel like that would actually be like an interesting plot point for some sort of time loop fiction. Is like the struggle to get someone's phone number so you can like shortcut the loop, and like maybe it's like people of like opposite genders or something, like and one of them thinks the other one's like flirting with them, and it's like not working. And it's like, no, I need your phone number. It's someone's coming to kill you or something. Is that is that him? Is that him? Is is that him? Is that him? Babe? Babe? I mean, this game doesn't really understand logic, so I guess I'll just like make a glass of water, or have some dessert. Wait, can I have dessert while they're having this conversation? Can I do that? Can you let me do that? 100% psychopath. Certified psychopath. This hasn't changed though. I don't think. Again, she did shoot her father. She did shoot him. She shot him. Let's not act like that didn't happen. This isn't to say that she's not the victim of the domestic abuse, or that she wasn't justified in doing it. Certified psychopath. So there's so much dessert, you guys. There's so much dessert. Yeah, it's I feel like he said this. But you interrupt my dessert. All right, chat. What does Vasco do now? The task set before me is not nearly interesting enough for me to warrant going through many, many time loops trying to find the exact iteration to get someone to say the nanny's flower name. So, what do we do now? It's not like etched in the pocket watch or something ridiculous, is it? Gift to me, but that. Why would the nannies. Oh, you think. Oh, wait. Wait, no. I understand what you're suggesting, Devilish, but that can't be right. That would be too ridiculous even for this game. I can't just open the present, right? Oh, I can. Look at that. I can. Clicked out of the window. I found the nap button. I accidentally found the nap button. I found the nap button. I think I'm going to have to reset because I found the nap button. Hey, shortcut. 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 Alright. But here's the problem with that supposition. Even if that's true, even if your insinuation is correct, which, given how few characters they are, it kind of has to be, which is miserable. But, like, how do I use that knowledge to advance the story? Because there's no game action that's like, tell your wife you solved the puzzle. Hey, guys. Hey. I don't know if you know this, but this one right here, this is the best night ever. Show him the baby. Show him the baby. Okay, now we're gonna order of operations. Ruin wife's evening. Ruin the best night ever. Guess who made dessert? Yeah, that's cool and all, but hey, your brother is alive and a murderer, and also, it's very likely that some other bad stuff is true. Alright, there's more. We've already been through quite a lot at that point in that conversation. It feels like a weird time for that breath, but okay. Can there be more than... No, wait, is... No. It would probably be a spoiler for me to even say that. One of these lives in my pocket forever. Okay, so I need to call him. I'm not sure the game will actually give me an opportunity to show him something. The game has been very bad about that so far. Using items in your inventory while other characters are around is like basically impossible in this game, which is like not a good trait. Innocent. Use my number. Okay. Get it. Ocean says he's been watching a Netflix series called Inside Job. I think I've seen that like recommended. Um, I just recently finished a show called Dark, which, if I'm not mistaken, had some thematic overlap with this game. It actually definitely does, even if the other weird stuff isn't true. Um, I mean, isn't it like your password for social media or something? For like a security question? Ask why she lied about her past. I'm so glad that that just like hangs out as like an option. Okay, let's try this. Oh, it's my favorite part of the whole time loop. Is that him? 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 God, this takes so long. Did I do that too early? I kind of just wanted to expedite how absolutely insufferable this is. I'm so glad this game is so brutally unforgiving and uninteresting. Oh wow, that was actually gonna work, huh? Awesome. So much fun that there's no shortcuts in this game that makes you do the same thing over and over until your eyes bleed. It's such a good game. Apparently right click is pause. Never accidentally triggered that even once. I have to let her kiss me or she's gonna see me getting the baby clothes. Did you hear me almost electrocute myself? That was hilarious. Baby clothes. Phone. How come this guy doesn't have a phone? That's a really good question. Isn't it? Isn't it canonical that you like texted her this same day to like get her to leave the key outside or whatever? Wife's innocent. Okay, time loop. Oh my god, so much fun. So, so much. Best night ever. Is that him? We should just remix all the just like garbage dialogue from this game into like one song. There's more. But wait, there's more. Okay, we called her. We have the. Okay. Wait, and just like not try to make anything faster. Because heaven forbid you would try to make this experience even slightly less excruciating. No, the game's ready for you. It'll punish you for doing anything even a little bit out of sequence. Or anything different at all. The chorus definitely would just be sir, 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 sir. I said to wait, didn't I? Got some chocolate cake. Nico, is it bottomless? Is there a bottom to that cake? How much cake is it? Is it finite? Yeah, it's a good day for chocolate cake. It seems like everyone has had chocolate cake. It's finite, but guess who made dessert? Neko, would you say that you're having the best night ever? Maybe if my mouth is full of dessert, then it won't bother me so much that I can't actually answer her question of is that him? Is that him? Mom. Mmm. Mmm. How come he doesn't even need to see the Polaroid anymore? Like, it's just legitimately doesn't make any sense. Why does he not need to see the actual evidence? Stand, like, uncomfortably close to them. I might need to. Even though I literally don't know who you are, I know how important my father was to you. Again, you did shoot him. You did actually shoot him. Like, you didn't kill him, but you did shoot him. That guy was having a bad week. For however long it was. Fortnite. He's having a bad fortnight. Yeah, I got the baby clothes. I think I have to wait until he's talking about the nanny, though. Can I do it now? If I do it now, does he just stab? Like, this game has me so gun shy about doing anything. Because, like, if you try to have a normal conversation with him and, like, show him stuff, he's like, that's it, pal. Yeah, right? Okay, okay. See, don't do it yet. I was gonna wait until he was talking about the nanny, and everyone's like, do it. She asked about the nanny, and do this first. It's not, hey, it's not tedious. Not tedious. Just kidding. Good prank. So close. So close. I'm gonna say that's probably close enough. Yep. We're playing dark. My mother, my sister, my mother, my sister. It means something different, but it still applies. Get Oedipus or something. What? Does it mean what I think it means? Maybe she can accept the truth. God, I want to make so many references in my stupid show. Radioactive. Yeah, we were clearly bit by a radioactive spider. I mean, okay, but like, give me your extremely implausible explanation for why I don't believe that, please. Or why I don't remember that, please. It says he's so lost, he's just gonna look up the wiki. I mean, that would be a suitable alternative to playing the game as well. Okay. Give me... Can I have control? But you and I are a perfect match. Never believe different. See, now the game's even killing me when I don't do anything. That feels on brand, though. Okay, control of the game. Let me summarize for those of you like Cotillion, who maybe aren't following exactly what's going on. I can't blame you for watching this in the background, or half paying attention or whatever, because this game is extremely redundant. It repeats itself quite a lot. And I play a lot of time loop games, and this is by far the worst one about that. It's very bad. So here's what we're looking at. By proving the fact that the nanny, that Daisy Ridley's... God, this is going to be complicated. Okay, so we'll start this way. Here's what we know. I think it was supposed to be like 8 years ago, canonically. Daisy Ridley's father was killed. It happened shortly after she'd shot him for an incident of domestic violence, and so she assumed that she did it. But apparently he survived that, only to be killed in an altercation with her brother, half-brother. The brother that her father had with their nanny, named Dahlia. Dahlia is the protagonist's mom's name. So, if you do that math, it means that we're half-brother with Daisy Ridley. So there's that. So what just happened? Well, other than that being just like a completely weirdly out-of-place flashback in a game that has only ever shown us this, like, 3-room apartment, that was the night of the murder, which we suddenly remember. We suddenly remember. Yeah, seriously, even the letter should be like, what? So, like, having unlocked that knowledge that we're half brother and half sister, suddenly protagonist guy remembers the incident 8 years ago where he was having an uncomfortable conversation with his father, and there was a physical altercation, and somehow the father was shot many times, and we just genuinely didn't remember that. It's not that we were trying to pretend it didn't happen, it's that we genuinely didn't know that that happened, and I can't explain how that's supposed to make any sense. But I think that's more or less where we're at. I don't know what we do on this time loop, but first things first, better get that knife. Yeah, like, you need a pretty good explanation, and it basically has to be science fiction to, like, fully not remember a murder. There's, like, lots of things you can forget, even to, like, sort of suspend disbelief in fiction, but, like, doing a whole murder of your own father, you don't really forget that. Hey, babe, 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 babe. I think if we tell her what really happened without doing the time loop, it gets bad. So I'm sure this is going to be different this time. All right, everyone get ready. Everyone grab your bottomless chocolate dessert. He died when I shot him. Hold up. Yes, and he's me. It's not great. So we're really not. Sarah does have an effing brother. That's true. It's a little more true than I'd necessarily like it to be. But okay, no, but for real now, what does Vasco do? What does Vasco do now? Other than take her mug and water the plant. Yeah, color coding subtitles, that's great. That's like one thing that the game does correctly. Should probably call the daughter, huh? I would kind of like to have a conversation with the developers of this game and be like, what what time loop fiction have you ever in your entire life consumed? It feels like the answer is like none. Like you think you made this concept up. Well, this is fun. Look, I can say I'm the killer. It's new. It's a new thing I can do. I might as well try it because I have no idea what's going on. I'm so much more lost. Interesting that I can say that to the guy's daughter, but can I say that to my wife? Let's tell her what really happened. I mean, these both basically mean the same thing to her at this point anyway, right? Yeah, because you're pregnant too, just to really drive that home. Say it wasn't my fault. Say it's my fault. I mean, it feels like it's my fault. Like it feels like it's my fault. S, don't you love hearing every detail again every few minutes? Yes, it's a feature of this game. This game, like, oh god, this game really is bad. Like, here's the thing. I thought I played a lot of bad games on the channel. It's like kind of a thing I do on a regular basis. Nico says, I think getting your sister pregnant might be your fault. I feel like it's my fault. I feel like that is. But like when people were saying that I would not like this game, I thought it was like the story is bad. Right? It is. It's not great. Maybe we'll save it in the end, but getting the tone from chat that we're not gonna get there on that one. But like just mechanically, this game is like so unpleasant to play. And like there's not like a super complicated game engine or something at play. Like it's very doable to make this game more palatable. They just like really chose not to. They just like really leaned into some conscious decisions to make it more like grinding and miserable to play. And I don't know why you would do that. Like it doesn't feel like an accident. It feels deliberate. I mean, like a really good example to me is the Polaroid thing. Where like if the Polaroid's in your pocket, game over. Like you literally can't use the Polaroid to prove anything once it's in your pocket. It just doesn't. Like if you'd ever played an adventure game, if you'd ever played like a video game, if you tested this game, I feel like you would find a scenario where someone was like, yeah, well, I know that I need the Polaroids. Let me keep it with me so I can just show it off when I need to. But like, they never tested it. They never thought of it. And so, like, if it's in your pocket, you just lose, and that's baffling to me. That that might be like the worst fail condition I've ever seen in an adventure game, and there's so many of those. It's a big category. It's like a 7 out of 10 story. I could buy that. I could buy 7 out of 10. I don't necessarily have to like a 7 out of 10, but like, so far there aren't major plot holes other than the whole memory gap thing, which hopefully we get an explanation of some kind. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's my fault. Yes, correct. Oh, that makes it better. Good, 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 good. Um, say it's your fault, then say it's not your fault. I guess I will confess to the cop. Yes, time loop. Keep up. To be fair, he didn't know she was a sister, but he seemed to forget the murder. Hello, sir. This game is so weird about dialogue. I am trying to confess to murder, and she's like, "No, let me speak." No, I'm trying to confess to I'm trying to confess to a murder. You don't need to be involved in that. Why? Like, why are you shoehorning yourself in here? What's that about? What? Where's the point where I get to confess to murder? Why is this difficult? My God, this game is really bad. Sir, sir, I guess I also have to call the daughter. This character is so bad. Like, I genuinely think Willem Dafoe's cop in this game is one of the worst written characters in fiction. He's so bad. Hey, uh, I'm sure that these two have a relationship where he routinely comes home and says that. He killed you with a punch. Oh, yeah, you weren't here last week, Demolition. Yeah. He can also kill you with, like, a single headbutt that doesn't, like, knock you into anything that would, like, harm you further. I feel like there's at least one other, like, really goofy way that the game is just like, yeah, you're just done now. You're basically Shedinja. That's kind of true. Hey, while we're doing this for the 10 billionth time, you know what I've been doing this week? I've been watching a lot of Twitch Plays Pokemon. This week they've been taking the most recent game that's like Pokemon Stadium, if you're familiar with that. And they're just sort of like randomly generating matches of Pokemon and letting the AI control them. And then you can bet something that's kind of like channel points on who wins. And it's surprisingly enthralling. I've spent far too much time watching it, but I've really enjoyed it. Oh, there's a new Animal Crossing update. You've been playing, Neko? That's cool. Um. Oh, hang on. Real quick. If I call in front of her in this state, it might be bad. Need. Hello, please tell your dad to listen to my confession for murder. Wife is innocent. Oh, your Hollow Knight plushies arrived. Congrats, Neko. I hope they're everything you hoped they were. Oh, yeah, about your brother. Oh, yeah. Let's try the other one. No, it's a really good prank. It's my fault. And I regret it. That's different. Yeah, never forgot, right? Never forgot. Except for that period of time where I absolutely forgot. I will confess to the cop. Crying last time? So last time I said I was her brother, which means essentially the same thing as I'm the one who killed your dad. But I feel like she's more upset this time. And maybe it's just the loaded phrasing, but like, no, that feels odd that that would be so dramatically different when it's, in both cases, it means the same thing. Yeah, she's definitely more upset. So now if I want to wait for the cop to show up, I have to go to the closet. Or nap. I guess I could nap, but I feel like closet is better. Now we wait. Yeah, pretty much anything that you can describe that happens in this game sounds ridiculous if you just literally state it the way that it actually is. Alright, so since I'm not allowed to confess for murder, I'm just gonna let her talk and eat my dessert. Go ahead, said, eat cake and nap while your wife cries about her brother making her pregnant and killing her father. Yeah, I mean, hashtag 12 minutes things. Totally normal hashtag 12-minute things. That's so good. Oh, now I get to talk, huh? I'm waiting for you because if I try to talk first, then you get all upset at me. Say you didn't do anything. This game is so insane. I don't understand. Uh, tell him your wife is your sister. He doesn't have context for that. That's just an insane thing to say to a person. Can you imagine? So, like, some guy is coming to your house and he's like upset with you, right? We'll set aside the extreme nature of him like wanting to murder you and steal your pocket watch. But like, some guy comes over your house and like wants stern words with you, and your like wife interposes and she's like, "Hey, I don't know what you think, but you have to hear my husband out." And then I get up from eating my dessert and I'm like, very good. My wife is my sister." Like, just like, why? This game is so completely unhinged. I don't know why these are even options. I killed her father. It was an accident. Come on. What? I don't know what, I don't know how you intend to, like, make that argument stick. You killed your father and married your sister? Whoops, whoopsie. This is so baffling, I can't even murder you. Not. Sorry, pal, I don't know what you're talking about. These options are bananas. Like, most of these are just like, obvious auto deaths. I don't understand. How about the watch? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Is this game kidding me? After all that nonsense with the Polaroid, and if I have it in my inventory, I die. That time, if I don't have it in my inventory, I'm immediately punished with death. What is wrong with this game? What is wrong with it? Did anyone test this game? It is unreal how bad the logic of this game is. Like, I have legitimately played like games that were originally made in foreign languages that were not properly localized that make more sense than the logic in this game. Weird that I don't automatically stop her from doing that. Real quick, I guess I gotta make a phone call and do some stuff in the bathroom. I'm so sorry, Sarah, and I totally understand what you mean because like I think the way you feel about this game is the way I feel about Zero Time Dilemma. That's normal. Or at the very least, Indigo Prophecy. Man, that game was supposed to be like the second coming of adventure games, and it was Indigo Prophecy. I don't know if you know this. It's Indigo Prophecy. My wife is innocent. My wife, I mean my sister. No, I'm sorry. I meant my wife is innocent. Watch going backwards. I think so. I don't care. Demolition. It's probably not relevant. I might be wrong. It might be super important. Hey, yeah, like it's so difficult for me to, in hindsight, try to explain. I'm honestly not too upset that I did that. I didn't think about that like that much. Wanted to see the watch again, and I just like stick it out right in front of her. She's like, "The heck? Like, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I don't know." But yeah, like Indigo Prophecy, like everything about it was supposed to be like the pinnacle of what an adventure game could be, and like it's a bunch of it's Super Saiyans punching each other played out through games of Simon. It's nothing. It's like not. It's not even. It's barely a game. Yeah. Also, we got another round of hun, honey, babe, baby, baby, babe, hun, honey, babe. Honey Babes is my favorite cereal. They don't make it in the U.S. because it's offensive. It does feel like the game should let those be interchangeable, right? Like your wife's trying to leave, and you're like, "Sir, sir, baby, sir, babe." It's just so easy to like go on autopilot in this game and like do some small thing to screw everything up because of how like needlessly picky it is about everything, and like completely undeservedly so. I forgot to get the knife this time. Also, the persistence of that graphical glitch that shows the vent open when it's not is vexing to me. No, Honey Babes is not an actual cereal. So just to be clear, there are several like honey-based cereals, but to my knowledge, yeah, I mean it's definitely going backwards. But like, does it matter? None of this matters. Just say Smith. All right, time to go tell my sister that we got married. It's not even dating. It's married. It's problematic. I mean, plus the whole child thing. We'll tell you what. We'll set up this loop so that I can give him the pocket watch. But I'll stare at the pocket watch while we wait for him. Like, to realize that percentage-wise, like listening to the same dialogue is like 60+% of these loops a lot of the time. Like, how does that seem like gameplay? Talking about the past. Happen. I say killed her father again because that's what led us specifically to that point last time, and I don't want to mess with it because this game is very specific. Good question. Good question. Definitely my fault. I will confess to the cop. Kaparuski. Kaparuch. Doesn't just like the watch, it doesn't matter. Let us wait. We have the pocket watch. As far as I can tell, this is the extent of my interaction with this object. Oh no, if I keep clicking it, something happens. Babe? Sir? Really are gonna Life is Strange me, aren't they? I've been worried about this. If I could go back... Can we talk about what a terrible decision is to have Willem Dafoe play the father? I assumed you were reading that directly out of a walkthrough and that worked, Demolition. God. Yeah, it should have been British James McAvoy. This literally makes less sense than the end of Life is Strange, and that is saying something. And then I shoot him 3 times just because I don't like his dumb face. It didn't have anything to do with the sister thing. That's that's the whole it. That's the whole all of it. Now I realize that is one ending, but that's an entire ending. Is just like, I'm so glad you're not boinking your sister. Credits roll. Like that's the end of your game? That seems like a full end. That's the whole end of your game? Did anyone play this game? Like, did they just, like, throw this together? They were like, oh, shoot. Oh, dang. We were supposed to make, like, an entire video game, and instead, we were just eating Cheetos for, like, 7 years. Well, let's see what we can jam together. Give me time to process? What do I have to process? I have to wait for them to sync up. I feel like it's gonna take, like, a really long time. I'll point out that I still haven't seen anything in the game that explains why we're just tuning that cello for 6 years. Oh, wait. Do we become a cellist? If we don't marry our girlfriend, sister, wife, then are we a cellist? Crack the code. Vasco's a smart one. Are we there yet? Alright. Not yet, Sarah. Not yet. So there's a post-credit scene. Continue? 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 Or do I have to do something different? Okay. I don't want to continue if it's gonna, like, overwrite the thing. Much crappier apartment, even though it's not. It's like the same one. I mean, the carpet's the same, isn't it? Why would this even be a floor? Why would this be a whole floor? Part of me really hopes that was the whole thing. It was like, there's a post-credit scene, don't worry about it. Really putting me up, just like, that was it. You walk in your apartment. This apartment doesn't even have a kitchen. That's how crappy it is. Do I live here, by the way? Because it doesn't feel like I live here. I presume I don't need these anymore. Oh boy. It sounds like time loop. What other things are there even to check? I don't live in this place. I sort of flushed the only thing that might even possibly get that open. This has been a recurring theme of this game. Sarah in chat is just saying, "Oh no, oh Vasco, no." This is why you came here, right? You wanted this. This is the thing you wanted to have happen. I really did need those keys, huh? I find my own fun in these games. And I'm pretty sure I can reset the loop. Unclear. We'll find out. We'll find out. Okay, that's promising. Hello? Uh... Wait, what? Yeah, exactly, Dago. Instructions unclear. Flush the keys down toilet. Was that not what you wanted? Hmm. I'm... It's... Okay. Uh... Uh... Hmm... About that soft lock. It's possible, sir? Babe? Bear with me. We're just gonna open the game up again. Just gonna open the whole game up again. What's gonna happen at that point? Your guess is as good as mine. Working. Okay. Your snoot and continue the game. Like, if the game devs didn't want me to flush the keys down the toilet, that definitely shouldn't have been a possibility. And, like, truly, the more I play this game, the more convinced I am that they did not test the game, like, almost at all. This is a rhetorical question, but, like, how difficult would it be to simply script the game such that, like, if I try to put the keys in the toilet, he's like, no, I need those, they're my keys, and then just not let him do that? Like, why is that an option? Like, I'm gonna do the stupid thing because I think it's funny. It's your job as the game developer to not let me do that if it breaks the game. That's not my responsibility. That's your responsibility. Does shining carpet imply anything? I wouldn't give the game any credit, Demolition. That's me. You don't have to take my word. I bet there's a magazine called, like, Sister Wife Monthly in here. No, did I find the one vent that doesn't have anything in it? No, let's try the one that should have something in it. Seriously, this is an adventure game. Everything has to be an option except normal people conversations. But I'm pretty sure even the game has some limited. Like, I can't flush the dessert down the toilet. I'm missing something? Like, what? Is it just like not visible? Like, do I need to pixel hunt more? Oh, there it is. That's how watch work. I was told to check for everything. So before I start messing with the pocket watch, let's check for everything. Feels like that's good. Hey, what happens if I flush the pocket watch down the toilet? You want to find out? You want to force another restart? Okay. Yeah, just one more vent. Okay, you just let me know if I'm missing it. Whatever the thing is. Can't watch. No, I think if I mess with the watch, it'll let me time travel again or something. I was in the closet last time and I didn't notice anything, but I'll check again. Guessing there's any power? Ah, darn. I'm not convinced that there's no power, but I mean, it would make it easier to. Yeah, I don't think there's anything here. I don't know how pixel hunty I'm supposed to. Like, I think I just pocket watch now. I found the best place to look at the pocket watch. The dramatic music made it seem like something was going to happen, but it didn't. Where's the pocket watch gotta go? Down the hole? In the toilet? Because if you're gonna ask me that question, you know I'm gonna flush the pocket watch down the toilet. What is time travel? A toilet! You know, I mean, before when I did time travel, I just clicked it a bunch. And I need to, like, know. And I didn't need to understand. I mean, the music likes getting really dramatic. With the indent. Isn't the indent up? Oh, you mean like this? Bottom of the watch? And there's like an indent here, and then there's like whatever this is. Like a specific time has not canonically been like part of this game the whole time. It seems weird to like suddenly. Sir? Sir? Did he knock us unconscious for this conversation? I guess I want to marry my sister? Like, I feel like there should be at least a third choice here, but like, there doesn't seem to be. Maybe she doesn't need to. Sir? Isn't that his dad? Sir? Well, I didn't kill him. Wouldn't let me interact with that book. That's the book that's always on her person when I stab her or whatever. So this should technically be different from normal game, right? Why is why is the pocket watch magic? Why is the pocket watch magic? Don't tell me that. Tell me what I'm meant to do to advance the game further. Clearly, there's at least one other ending for me to get. And we might as well just do it. We could spend a bunch of time trying to figure it out. But honestly, I don't think that'll be particularly fun. Need a knife. So is one of them me just saying that I won't tell her? Because I feel like that's the present. I don't know why doing things this way. I, I'm not supposed to. I'm not supposed to talk to her and like ask her what's different, right? Like that's not a thing. No, this does not seem productive. Which like would be another kind of interesting thing to do in a time travel game. So obviously, that's not it. Okay, now I'm starting to worry that this game might be Strangeland. Even this has to be repeated ad nauseum to be any use. Like, I really just feel like the people who made this game haven't played video games. You don't have to click? Well, I'm gonna click. If the game's gonna make it this slow, I'm gonna click. So why does it have me set it to that time if that's not even the time it goes to? So he memorized that specific quote. What's wrong with this guy? Willem Dafoe is offering for us to forget the pain we felt in a dream? And yours alone. So, this game wants us to believe that through simple hypnosis. No, because he doesn't die this way, right? He just forgets that they're related? But isn't the dad the one who told him? That's the impression I get from that conversation. Hey, guy, I think something's wrong with your light. Sir? 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 I don't think that there's any competent electricians in this version of the world. I mean, we have our whole light switch situation in our apartment, and then there's no power in the, like, loner future, and now this? Like, has anyone even heard of electricity? Did, like, Benjamin Franklin, like, not exist or something? I think that they got a dialect coach for Daisy Ridley. Just, I don't, this feels... Why would you ever need an hour hand demolition? The clock just goes so fast, like, you don't even need it. It's so efficient. Is there post credits here too? 4 licensed songs in this game. I guess this one, the radio. How are there 4 licensed songs in this game? This game wants me to believe they put so much time in it, there were production babies? I'm troubled by that notion. Especially if everyone was interrelated. Okay, so this one. So far I struggle to gather any useful meaning from this story. I will agree with you there, Neko. So, hang on. There's 7 endings. So we have 1 and 3, if I'm understanding correctly. Let's go. What? I mean, it's incredibly tedious even just to get back to, like, the position to play the game again, which is indicative of the whole design philosophy of this game. But, like, let's go. Oh my god, is there... Hello? Oh, okay. I can escape. Okay. I'll save that, why don't I? That's good to know. No, I don't want to link. I want you to tell me what to do now. Backseat mode engaged. So the game has resumed normally. It's so weird that the game has this, like, tug of war mechanic for, like, just the elevator at the start of the game? What's that about? Like, not a real thing in the game. I mean, I imagine that everything is, like, everything is Pocket Watch related at this point. Is that fair to say? Can't skip that one. That one's unskippable. Whose watch be with not? Got it. Assuming that I could do that, I will do that. It's fine. I'm your brother. I need to go to the bathroom so bad. Phase 3 your wife, sir. Yeah. This is a really important bathroom, you guys. Bathroom is super dupes important. Could they not have, like, put the vent somewhere that's, like, easier to reach? It's very tedious. So tedious. Okay, so I've encountered a problem. I don't think I can actually do more endings. It seems like it 100% reset, at least with that ending. Yeah, which would mean that, like, you would at minimum have to, like, go through the process of electrocuting him, handcuffing him, getting information about what would and wouldn't make her guilty, and then talk to her and do that whole thing and call his daughter. Like, you'd have to go through, like, at least 2 really tight loops. Yeah, like, if this is how this is gonna be, we're good. I'll look these up on YouTube later or something. I sure thought it would be fun to play through these, but even now the game fights me tooth and nail. Oh boy. Oh, woof dog bow wow bad. Yikes, yikers. Wow, woof rough bark arf. Waf. I think it's the French one. Any other dog noises? Can I use... Is this game Strangeland? Why? What was that? Now I'm just confused. Like, what was that though? If I do it again, does he do it? Or does he just there? Okay. I don't know why you, like, need to be in the living room to do that. Apparently this game is Strangeland after all. Such a good question. It's such a very good question. Just turn that game off. Maybe never turn that on again. Hi, it's me, your Captain Vasco. Wow. Well, you were right. When you're right, you're right. And you all were right. This game is very bad. I don't even you've been with me through this journey, and even now, I'm not sure that I can really do justice through the medium of words as to how bad this game is. This game is extremely bad. Like, setting aside whatever your feelings are on the extremely polarizing choice of subject matter with the big reveal that's ridiculous. The game is just so badly made. Like, the game logic is questionable at best. the characters are terribly written and completely inhuman. Uh, there's like lots of like mini bugs, like small bugs that don't exactly break the game, but like come close enough that like they shouldn't exist. And they're like not. It's stuff like flushing the keys down the toilet. Like if that's gonna break the game, that just shouldn't be an option. That's just don't let me do that. Like yeah, you could try to give me a hard time about that, but like that's like most definitely like a quality assurance issue. Like we did not test the game in that really. There's what kills me about that in particular is that there is almost nothing that you have to test in that area. There are so few items and things to do that like almost the only thing you have to do is make sure I can't flush the keys and the watch, and that's like literally it. That's like the only thing you have to make it not possible for me to do in order to have fully like quality assurance checked that. And like they couldn't do that. They couldn't check those two items and tag them with a thing that says don't let Vasco flush them down the toilet. Now when you say okay, let me try to decipher this because I think I understand what you're saying, Demolition. But like there are 7 endings that the game credits as being full endings. But like arguably there's various endings of like you electrocute yourself, you stab yourself in the living room. Like it's not an end to the game, but it's like an end to the loop. Is that more or less what you're putting down? Um I don't know. I don't know if it is by design that you are supposed to have to play through the entire game again to get some endings, or if I found just like yet another bug or something. Um, but like just wowzers, like there's just after playing this game as much as I have, I cannot imagine making myself play through it again to get several more endings. I mean, judging by what Sarah said in chat earlier, I presume that the number 2 ending is like the good end. Is that about the size of the story? Yeah, only 3 actual endings cause the loop to end in some fashion. Dance the night and go to bed. I mean, that's cute and all. I feel like I would appreciate that much more if the overall game wasn't so very bad. Um, I mean, the problem is like it would take like another like 40 minutes just to be able to do another ending. Like even if you did it really efficiently, I feel like that would take like 3 loops or something. Have a nice night with your wife. Is that achievement called best night ever? And you just like have dessert and dance and whatever? You like listen to that one song that exists on the radio? You know the one radio station? Yeah, that's good. That's a much better night than any of the ones that we encountered. Didn't I get that when the cop just went home? No, because I'm sure the game is very specific about the requirements for that. Um, yeah, no, I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Like I get why I get chat's reaction to me playing this game. I mean, I also like never had a loop where I actually went to bed. Like I never did that even one time. I like napped that one time until the cop came and threatened us and all that stuff. And God, the characters in this game are so bad. Like it's just like this game creates like an emotional time loop where I think about one part of the game, and that reminds me about another part of the game that I hate, and then I complain about that, which reminds me about another part of the game I hate, which then reminds me of another part of the game which I hate, and I complain about that. Um, oh, that's the romance one. Is the perfect evening? How is that one not called best night ever? That's so rude. Is there like, I mean, other than bottomless dessert, is there anything in this game that they didn't get at least subjectively wrong, if not completely objectively wrong, while making this game? What? How much did they spend to make this game? No one should said so much money wasted on this before. Do you have a figure on that? Do you know that? Keeping Toes in the Water, it was good. I mean, it was like a good puzzle thing. Actually, Demolition, I feel like we're supposed to get the opposite takeaway from the game. That incest is chill, but like murder's not great. Well, I'm sure they paid a lot to the voice actors. I'm sure that almost the entirety of the budget was spent on the voice actors, and I get why you would do that. But I mean, like they have Willem Dafoe playing two completely separate parts without even like doing a fake voice. It's clearly just Willem Dafoe again. It's just Willem Dafoe and a fake mustache. It's like it's cartoonish. It's like so ridiculous. Yeah, like it's okay. I'm just gonna talk. I'm gonna spoilers for Dark. It's a Netflix original show. It's 3 seasons long. It's German with subtitles, so there's a good chance most of you aren't even gonna watch it. Um, but I'm gonna talk about that for a minute because it's relevant, and then skip ahead. Skip ahead until I'm drinking apple juice if you want to avoid spoilers. I'll take a good long drink for you if you're watching on YouTube or something. Or you can take off your headphones or whatever if you're watching live. But Dark is a time travel show. It has a very strange sensibility to it where essentially everything is predestined, which has the effect of like having an internal logic to all of the cause and effect of time travel. But for a great deal of the show's runtime, you find yourself just sort of like watching stuff happen, and none of the decisions that the characters make matter because you already know what happened. Like nothing's going to change because it's all predetermined. And it's kind of just going in a big complicated loop that they call the knot. Um, but the crux of the problem in Dark, the thing that sort of sets all the events in motion, is that in this small German town, some kids go missing, and everyone's looking for them and you know trying to stop a possible killer or you know some other shady person or something. Um, and what ends up happening is that like there's these two young kids, Jonas and Marta, and you know they sort of have like a mutual crush on each other, um, and uh, her younger brother goes missing. He like joins the list of kids that have gone missing through this weird occurrence. And what ends up happening is that he wanders into this cave by a nuclear power plant that has a wormhole that leads to the year 1986. And he gets stuck in 1986 and doesn't know how to get back because he doesn't understand the wormhole or what happened to him. And so, you know, he sort of lives out his life in this small German town. And he marries Jonas's mother. His son is Jonas, who then has a crush on his own sister, Marta, who is Jonas's aunt. And so, like, the whole show, like, the whole thing is this weird, like, incest romance thing So it feels very like related to 12 minutes. But as weird as Dark is, I would watch Dark all over again in a marathon before I would say nice things about 12 minutes. Like, I mean, at least there's like hints of purpose and meaning in the incredibly weird story of Dark. But like as Neko says, it kind of just feels like they were like, what can we do with three characters that would be a shocking reveal? But then it's like, does the average player even like want like we haven't characterized these people. Well, here let's do this. We're off spoilers for a weird German TV show. And thank you to Neko for the 42-month resub during spoiler time. Yeah, yikes. I mean, yikes. Yeah. I won't say anything else because we're past spoiler time, but yikes. Um, but like, my frustration, among other things, with this game then becomes like, we did such a bad job of characterizing these people. Like, why would I be rooting for this uncomfortable romance? Why am I supposed to want to fight for that as the player? Like, I mean, they're like a little cute together, but they also have an incest baby. And like, I don't know that a little cute together warrants that. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot to take on. There's a lot of baggage to that. Um, it's like I just don't get it. Like, it feels in some ways the story feels like unfinished. Yeah, it's like one of those things. I agree with you, Demolition. Where like at a certain point you're like, is this just some like weird fan fiction where like you had a crush on your sister? Like what is like I don't. Yeah, and like the main character is like basically a psychopath. Like I don't get. Yeah, I guess that's a good point too, sir. I don't think I'd thought of it quite that way. But like, yeah, like we're able to forgive her when she thinks that she committed the murder. But like when we confess that we actually are responsible for the murder, like she insists we turn ourselves into the cop. And yeah, I don't really get how you forget the murder because like even though we got that number one continue ending where you choose to forget, it's sort of implied you choose to forget your sister. Because like it can't be the same timeline because your father is the one who hypnotizes you, so you don't kill him in that time frame. So like, who's the one who hypnotizes you to forget the murder though? Like it doesn't track. Like if even if they want that to be the case, then like there has to be some other character in the game. Like you can't have the father also be the one who does the hypnosis if he's the one who, if you murder him and then he hypnotizes you. I don't know. Like it's I would say it's not conclusive and to clarify, that's not an open ending. That's not like, ooh, we left, is it this way or that way? No, it's like you didn't make it clear what you wanted the story to be about, so it kind of just like ends and like you want me to speculate on it, but like you didn't leave it open, you just didn't finish writing it. I mean, I will agree with you that hypnosis feels like the most likely thing that they want us to believe, but I don't think they set it up correctly if that's actually the literal explanation that is supposed to apply there. Cause like again, like it's all fine and good to have like one of the endings be like he hypnotized you to forget. But like just to prove that like we're talking about an ending that's not even really finished, like they don't specify what you're forgetting in that ending. Like it's genuinely not completely clear. And it's one thing to speculate, like, but like, what is his life like after that? Like, what becomes of you when you make that decision? Like, that's kind of open-ended territory. But like, when you just sort of say like, and now he will forget. Forget what? Forget what, though? Yeah, Nego seems to prefer a reading where all of it is imagined. I mean, it's just as plausible as anything else. I tend not to like that sort of ending unless it's done very carefully and creatively, and this game's not close to that territory. Yeah, no, I mean, like, here's the thing: it's like, is the other like main ending to the game that you just like tell her and let her make her own decision? Because like, I don't know. Like, is it just like a weird, subtle, like chauvinist thing that like she just doesn't get any input on this decision? That it's us. It's man protagonist must always do it. The other main ending is just like doubling down on not telling her. But here's okay. Here's what if assuming I'm understanding that correctly. Here's what bugs me about that. That's the game. That's just what the normal game is. That's not even a different ending. That doesn't even break the loop. That's just what the whole story has been to begin with. It's just like not just it's not good. It's just not good. I spent way too much money on this game. It's not good, don't buy it. Vasco seal of disapproval, don't buy this game. I am glad to have played it. Like, here's the thing. You couldn't have convinced me not to play this, and I don't regret playing this. I just think it sucks and I hate it. That's all. That's it. And I know that that doesn't make sense to some of you, maybe all of you, but like I promise that all parts of that are true. Yeah, I mean, like, here's it boils down to this, Neko, is that like it's just the same as all those points in time when like you should be able to have a dialogue option but couldn't. Is just whoever wrote this game like just doesn't understand human interaction. And like I definitely get some vibes of like chauvinism might be too strong a word, but like I definitely get some sense that like female character is accessory or something. Like so much of the story is about her and she has no agency in it. Even when you're like doing stuff to get her exonerated and stuff, you're like mansplaining how to do it. Like it's never like it's not like you tell her and then she has a plan or like weighs in or whatever. That's the ending I want. That is the ending I want, Sarah. I want the ending where we go get like a second pair of spoons for when we also want to have soup the same night that we have dessert. That's what I want. That should be like the final. Oh, it's such a good question. How does the baby eat? How does the baby? I mean, I imagine what happens is that we go to the doctor together and we're like, sir, 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 my baby won't eat. That's, I mean, I have to assume. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, he's like, no, babe. It's just, it's like, I mean, truly, I think the most fundamental problems with this game are this, and I'll stop time looping myself and just like I'm doubling down is that I think this game has two core problems that I think all other problems stem from. The first problem is the story, and the biggest issue there is that it just like nothing nothing in the story is written from a place of understanding human beings. Like I maintain my point earlier that it truly feels like the product of machine learning. It's like there are words and concepts that can be used together, but like it doesn't feel like any of these characters like has a motivation, has a personality, has a consistent set of behaviors other than Willem Dafoe's like psychotic will kill at all costs. Which like there are people like that, but then the game also wants us to believe that same guy can be redeemed by showing him a Polaroid of a New Year's party one time. Or even just mentioning that she had a brother. Like at a certain point in the game, her just saying like, I have an illegitimate half brother, and then he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize. Obviously, you didn't do a murder." Which, like, that's just not human. Nothing about that's human. And then, like, the other major issue is just the absolute misunderstanding of the gameplay loop. Like, you could take this story and this basic premise of like everything is set in one apartment and all you have are like a handful of items available to you and like infinite resets of a time loop. You can make that into something interesting. But instead of it being like a series of branching decisions that let you have a sense of agency and try different things and view different perspectives and learn things and solve the puzzle piece by piece, the game goes so hard on this like precise set of minute decisions, and if you deviate even a little bit, then Willem Dafoe just defaults to murder. It's unreal. How does he know of the expense? I mean, like, I don't remember if it specifically says demolition. Like, I assume he's just assuming that she has it because she's guy's daughter. But like, it feels so lazy that like I kept expecting it to be more meaningful. And yeah, I guess it turns out that it's secretly a magic time travel pocket watch, but nobody knows that. There was literally a point in last week's stream where I was just like trying to get him to tell me why the watch mattered. Like like even a really ornate pocket watch like probably isn't going to pay for a cancer surgery. And yeah, I agree, Neko. Having a daughter with cancer wouldn't make his character human or okay in the real world. Yeah, no, it's like beyond lazy. It's so bad. Like I really hate that a lot. Like I was like upset to the point of like sheer apathy when like we reached the point in the game where like you tell your wife like, "Oh, he needs it for cancer money," and then we just forgive everything. Like that's unreal to me. He's such a bad, horrible person. And we're like, oh, well, he has problems too, so the fact that he's just a blatant murderer is fine. That's fine. We no longer care about that. Murder only matters if you're also engaged in incest. Murder and incest individually fine. Together, that's a no-no. That's where we draw the line. That's the message of this game. But yeah, I mean, like the gameplay is just so rough. Like it wants you to just keep doing these like increasingly long chains of like repeating the same events and like making like really minor progress, but not being able to finish it in the same loop. And it's like, ugh. Yeah, it's so weirdly linear. Like I don't know why you choose a time loop game and then just go for this super linear narrative. Like it's just like at odds with itself. It's such a weird choice. And like the even like the simple game mechanics of like clicking on stuff feels really difficult at times for no reason. Like stuff like just getting the closet door to open and close like on command feels like it works like a third of the time. Like it's just it feels like the game was never tested. It feels like absolutely no one did a pass on that script. They're just like, Johnson, we need a script today. Well, all I have is this weird story about how I wanted to boink my sister. Well, that's it. That's the game. That's what the game is now, because we need the script now. Yeah, Demolition. The cop father kills the two because the. Well, the cop father kills the two because his friend, mentor, vaguely established relation. like literally the extent of the knowledge the game has provided me about their relationship. I don't know if you could dig into this further somehow. Is like literally he just said like he meant so much to me, and then like literally when you're trying to recap everything, your guy hand waves the whole thing, being like, yeah, when he died, it really messed the cop guy up, and that's it. That's the whole characterization. It's unreal how little care was put into any of this. Um, yeah. So next week let's play Indigo Prophecy. No, I'm completely kidding. I've already streamed that game and it's terrible. We might play it again someday, but we're not. I mean, like nothing that like ultimately like nothing in the whole story matters. Which, incidentally, is a complaint I could level against Dark without even going into spoilers, just because of like the nature of what the show is. Almost nothing matters in that show. And then the show kind of just ends. And the other thing I'll say about Dark that's super weird, Neko was asking me is like, what's good about Dark? If you were to ask TV reviewers from the internet, they would say it's just this like brilliantly written, completely unique time travel. It is what it is. Um, but yeah, if I continue to talk about this any further, we'll be caught in our own 12-minute time loop. That was fun. Okay, better. So, that leaves us with one final order of business, and that is to locate the secret Squirtle. Somewhere on the couch behind me, I have hidden a secret Squirtle. If you can see a Squirtle, it's not a secret. Other than that, pretty much everything is fair game. Of course, it is rumored that to locate a secret Squirtle is an omen of good luck in the week to come, so I encourage you to take a moment to consider where I may have hidden a Squirtle. Yeah, I mean, if I had a Magic Pocket Watch, I definitely wouldn't change playing this game, but I might go back far enough to make it a better game. It would be really difficult for me to conceive of a way to do that, and I know that it wouldn't involve talking to anyone. Probably a lot of pills, though. Yeah, that's a great point, Neko. Like, a couple years ago now, we played a game on stream called Sexy Brutale, and like it had a time loop story, and it had similar game mechanics, but like that, I mean, I'll say this too. Like that game at least had meta progression. There were like checkpoints. Like you had a Magic Pocket Watch that you could use to set a place that you would start the day. And like as you progress the story, you would gain access to new areas, which would like mean you could do different things during the time loop. And so like it had game mechanics, but also it did have a really human story that was like really poignant and beautiful and sad and weird, and like maybe had some plot holes if you stared at it long enough, but it was like overall like a huge success by comparison. um but yeah, no, that's a good observation. I appreciate you making that connection there, Nick. I've only recently heard of the bones no bones thing. I don't know that I understand it in that I thought I understood it, but I don't understand your question by comparison, Demolition. So, let's take a look at everyone's guesses. What's our guess behind the existing Squirtle? And guessed under Eeyore, and a couple guesses for Pikachu. Well, apparently, I really don't understand what that expression means because I didn't think it had anything to do with good luck at all. I thought it was sort of a, I thought it was a way to describe like mental state. The context I have seen that expression used in is extremely unclear. Let's take a look. I'd say that most of our guests probably here with Kind of back there, good friend Wally. Had to put a Pikachu on the couch. My sister just came to town for permanence. If you don't know, my sister is also a live streamer. She probably won't be streaming for much of the rest of the year, but you can catch her at Funny Godmother on Twitch, and she's been streaming a lot of BattleTech because she's a voice actress in the game. So you can catch her on Sundays if you want to do that. Under Eeyore. Well, it's funny that you should guess that, Neko, because that's where my Hollow Knight is. Got yours in the middle. You were saying before. The last guess I remember seeing fine crochet squirrel. And you know that take a look behind these fellows and Pusheen is where a secret Squirtle was hiding. Let's take a look at that. You did find Hollow Knight, Neko. Congratulations, and congratulations to Sarah, who correctly located the secret Squirtle. Looks like you've got good luck in the week ahead. Basically, if dog stands, bones, have good luck that day. Doesn't stand, bad luck for the day, and you take a U-day. Yeah, wow, no. The context I've heard that used in was definitely not clear, even a little bit at all remotely. Not at all. You've been doing a great job, and I hope you have indeed been getting much good luck. I've run incredibly long because I think I've spent like a half hour just complaining about how bad this game is. I'm gonna be honest, I don't regret that even a little bit. Thanks to everybody for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you, and I hope to see you again soon. I have no earthly idea what I will stream next Friday. I really have no clue at all, but I can tell you that tomorrow we're gonna be streaming some more Inscription, probably the Saturday after that, unless we really make some crazy push and make it to the end of that game, but I don't think we will. I imagine we probably have at least 2 streams left in that game. We'll find out together tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific if you're watching live, or right now, because I pretty much post all streams from the same weekend at the same time right now. I don't know if that'll be that way forever, but it's definitely that way now. Have a great night or time of day to you. Yeah, I hope to see you again soon, whatever form that takes. Thank you for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. We finished 12 minutes. Kind of, mostly, good enough. Hooray? Alright.